Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 193. On today's show, we're going to get into Week 15, recapping every single game. We had some teams clinch this week.
Yeah, Texans,
Steelers,
a lot of good teams.
Vikings.
The Lions got spanked by the Bills. Yep. Crazy.
All that plus the news. Let's do it. Everyone, welcome to the Bench Podcast. My name is Joey, joined as always by my brother, co-host Angel. How you doing, man?
Good. It's Bronco Victory Monday. Broncos won. We beat the Colts pretty handily.
Yeah, Broncos got that dub. I think it was a clean sweep in the room, right?
Yeah.
Eagles won, Packers won.
It's a good day for the bench
Broncos
cast
won.
here. Yeah.
Over at the producer's desk, double barrel action,
Boom!
Registered Packer owner, and the greatest on-ball defender in pickup ball history. Tell Thoroughgood. Boys, how you doing?
I don't know what they put in the food at Cracker Barrel, but I have been tired all day.
Yeah.
So you had Cracker Barrel, and you're tired. Yeah. It's all heavy. It's all southern
gravy.
food.
Oh, it's probably the gravy in there, the food.
What did you eat?
What
did you have at Cracker Barrel?
I had country fried steak.
There it is.
There's that gravy.
That'll do it.
There you go.
With hash browns and biscuits and gravy.
There you go. So you're walking around with just a pile of concrete.
Your body's working so hard to digest all that.
No, it was funny. I was driving with Angel, and on the drive, he was talking to me in mid-conversation. I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
Like, it was bad.
That's why they have rocking chairs in there. So
that's no indication of how boring I am or fun I am. That's just you're just tired.
Yeah, Angel's a pretty boring driver.
Of course not. Yeah. We went to Cracker Barrel today after little baby girl had her first dance recital. That was fun.
Cute.
And then we all just ate a lot of food at Cracker Barrel.
To celebrate.
Yeah, to celebrate. All right, boys. I feel like the NFL every year has a short lull, if you will. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always like week, to me, like 13, 12. But then we get to the
10
point.
to 13, yeah.
Yeah, then we get to that point though where people are clinching.
Yep.
The bracket is starting to solidify.
Yeah.
And you kind of come down the stretch here and really starting to get a clearer picture of what your January is going to look like. And I feel like that's where we are. Stuff's heating up again.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for it, man.
Yeah, you start feeling like every game is a playoff game because teams are fighting for, positioning or just be in the wild card hunt or in the division hunt. So yeah, like today's game. So there's a bunch of games where like if they win, then this happens. If they lose, then this team might get in this spot. Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's a good time of the football season.
But let's not get distracted by the shenanigans that also happened in Week 15. It is Monday, and on Monday we get into the benchies. All right, I'll kick us off here. The so close, yet so far, you damn idiot, benchy goes to, first of all, Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
This needs to stop in the NFL, guys.
I don't know why they're doing
it.
It
needs to stop. This dropping the ball because you want to get into your touchdown celebration.
Yeah.
You can actually click play on that, Terrell. Jonathan Taylor did it. He loses this fumble, and he lost it, right? Like the Colts didn't get the ball back.
Yeah. Touchback.
Oh,
yep.
Jeez.
Yeah.
What was the score going to be?
It would have been 21-7 or 20-7 because the Colts were up.
No, I thought they already had 7 at this point.
27, yeah.
Yeah, it was 13-7, and this would have been made it 27.
Huge. I mean, we've seen it already this year, but don't worry, Jonathan Taylor. It happened twice today. Safety from the Bengals,
yeah.
Jordan Battle.
Just threw him.
He did the same thing. I think this was a pick six.
Yeah.
That ended up being just a touchback, and they got the offense got the ball right back.
Wow, those pylon cams are nasty.
Please stop doing this and just hold your celebration for 3 more seconds.
They can't, Joey. They can't. They're too excited. God.
Go ahead, Angel.
Yeah, my benchy is the bro chill. My girls watching award. Benchy goes to Will Levis today, who had his ex-girlfriend Gia Duddy. We all know her very well. You know what I'm saying? If you have a Twitter, you know her very well. If you have a Reddit, you know her very well.
Jesus.
While she was in the stands, I don't know for who, but she was there. Will Levis had 4 turnovers, lost a fumble, threw a pick 6, and got benched.
He was distracted.
He was just
rumbled,
as we all would have been. We were distracted.
I mean, are they back together? I thought they were back together.
I wouldn't know. I mean, bro,
they're not anymore. I'll tell you that.
Bro, my girl's watching. Stop picking me off. Fuck.
That's his worst game of the season. And then he got benched.
Then he got benched. And that, like,
I'm so sorry.
I don't know where they are relationship wise, but this can't be good for
I mean, she's there. She's wearing Titans gear. She has to be there for him.
or another player.
Ooh, a little team.
Did it end? Oh no, it was
Mason Rudolph, possibly.
Mason Rudolph.
I don't know.
He's a dog. Yeah.
Any other dogs on Tennessee these days?
There's a lot of crazy white boys on that team. Might be anybody.
Let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
Let's keep moving. Terrell, good.
My benchy is for the Mile High Club? Question mark.
Either you know or you don't know. Who are you talking about?
during the Broncos Colts game today, shout out to the cameraman. He panned to this gorgeous woman right here
doing the Lord's work.
doing the Lord's work about 4 or 5 times throughout the fourth quarter, and she was just loving the game.
Nice jacket.
Great jacket.
Just a Denver snow bunny. Gotta love it. God bless America.
Fresh powder there in Denver. Look, if it ain't snowing, I ain't going. All right, so.
This happens when it's just me and a bunch of single guys. AJ, come back, please.
Listen.
Shout out to the cameraman there, CBS.
This guy
need to give him a raise.
It is pretty funny.
Or get the guy a girlfriend, the cameraman, because he was clearly on something.
All right, the news is brought to you by HUEGA House Hats. Use our code BENCH. That's BENCHD up in this corner over my left-hand shoulder here to get 15% off. A great idea for a holiday gift for the dude or woman in your life. I like when women rock hats.
Yeah.
I think it's cool, especially like backwards, snapback backward. That's cool. It reminds me of like that Avril Lavigne like
What's happening right
year.
now? This is your. No, like this is like you're like this is not I won't say kink, but this is like you're like like backwards hat girl.
No, I was trying to sell the hats to both men and women.
Oh.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I was sitting here. I'm like,
I knew where you were going with that.
I did. I went different.
You
direction.
think fashion, aesthetics, you know.
We advertise hats in this show every single show.
I'm just saying. He never explained it before. I was like, oh, just came from.
All right, makes you horny. All right,
yeah, backwards hats.
I was like,
backwards
damn.
hats, Avril Lavigne. All right, skater boy.
Trying to sell some hats, Angel. That's what we do here.
Go buy a hat.
God. Bill Belichick did, in fact, call the Jets, and they were trying to set up a meeting before Bill and owner Woody Johnson. Belichick took the UNC job before anything could materialize.
Oh.
Bill Belichick was very close to becoming the Jets head coach. He was at least going to get a shot at it and a meeting with Woody Johnson. Can't imagine he leaves a meeting with Woody Johnson and the guy who has beat up the Jets for 20-plus years doesn't get a job.
I can't imagine a worse fit than Aaron Rodgers and
Here.
Bill Belichick. That's a terrible combo.
Yeah, you guys buying Bill Belichick and the Jets, or did we all dodge a bullet here?
Yeah, we dodged a bullet there. I think you're just blowing smoke. He's just trying to, save face with the NFL. You know, he's coming up with all these excuses like, oh, I don't like the way the NFL is going. I don't like the direction of things. Nobody wanted you. All right.
That's great. And also, you like the way the college football is going? No one likes the way college football is going with the.
He's there to change it.
He's going to change the culture, man.
He's going to pay a lot of people out.
I'm with Angel. Thank God he can go to the Jets. I think it'd be another disaster.
Yeah. I don't. I understand it, but I don't understand why teams don't want him. Like, if you have no culture or no winning whatever, wouldn't you want someone like him to at least change things a little bit? Like Jacksonville. I'm not saying he would win a Super Bowl there, but he would change the culture of it, or somewhere that hasn't been winning a lot. Like the Giants. He was a Giants coordinator there. Bring him back just to change things, and if you don't like him long term, then
I think Bill wants it to be a certain way as far as his power in the organization that is kind of fading in the NFL.
like he's
Like the coach, GM, like that. There's not a lot of coaches like that anymore. And if they are, they're from yesteryear, and they're kind of still just making that happen with desperate organizations. The Broncos were desperate for a head coach, desperate to turn this thing around, and so they let Sean Payton do it, and it's working out well. I don't think there's a lot of teams willing to do that anymore. I think the marrying the young hot GM and the young hot coach is kind of where people are going now.
Yeah,
and that's why I think no one wants Bill to come in, and he doesn't have a great draft record.
Yeah,
Tom Brady's not walking through those doors, and so you want to be the team that brings in Bill Belichick and have that just waiting on the back of your head, like, I hope I don't have to fire Bill Belichick one day.
Yeah. He's just. I think like I said, he probably just feel like he just aged out of the NFL. It's okay. Like,
Dang.
like it's just.
This man has a 24-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah, the only thing hot about Bill Belichick is his girlfriend. If you think about hot prospects.
Look, he's dating college students. He's coaching college students.
Wait, we didn't ask Terrell. Terrell, we talked about Bill Belichick last time, and I heard you said he's not dating a college student. She is. She is not a college agent.
This is how rumors start.
24. 24.
Question for you: If you're Bill Belichick and you look the way he does, and we're not body shaming the man.
Yeah.
All
No,
right. He's
we
sexy
wouldn't.
as hell.
Yeah, he's a
but
hot
he's not
dude.
to all people. Okay. Would you bring your young, good-looking, attractive girlfriend into that locker room with a bunch of
dogs.
Like
21-year-old hot-blooded men.
who are already millionaires?
Fever.
Are you doing that? Are you bringing your girl around?
I mean,
By the way, you're 77.
Yeah.
Of course, you're bringing your girl around. Look, this is motivation to these players. Like, look, you want to be a 74 and just bagging a 23, 24. You want to be like me?
Yeah,
follow the follow the Belichick way.
Want to be like me and date a girl that's not going to be born 50 years until 50 years
exactly.
Are you saying she's in the opening speech when he has in the auditorium room?
When he's
in the slideshow?
He's in the auditorium room. When he's in the room with the parents recruiting those kids. Hey, look,
check this out.
You see this here?
I'm going home with that.
Think about when you're.
I could do that for your son.
and honestly, Dad, for you too.
That's honestly that's
proving
the pitch
age clearly is not an issue.
Yeah, that's the best spin I've seen put on it so far.
Absolutely. I mean that's
Angel was straight up. I'm gonna dangle her in front of the recruits.
That's look. You're selling sex, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, the '90s are over, Angel. You can't do that anymore.
Let's bring that shit back.
you're running around. Trump's America.
Yeah. This is a different type of America. God
Don't
bless
put
this
that on
land.
Trump, man.
God bless this land.
Angel,
He's got a young wife. And I'm proud to be an American.
that's not what's happening here.
I love America.
All right, let's move on. The Lions coach Dan Campbell told reporters that he fears injuries to standout defensive lineman Lee McNeil, a knee injury, and starting cornerback Carlton Davis, a jaw injury. Jeez, he
Got punched in the jaw.
How'd that happen?
Got chin checked. Their season ending. And so 2 more starters potentially for the Lions on the defensive side of the ball. Down the toilet here, I have a list of the different players they now have on IR. On the defensive side, in particular, Aiden Hutchinson, Lee McNeil. They're 2 best players on the defensive line.
Probably.
Right? Carlton Davis, Alex Anzalone, Derek Barnes, all starters on defense. And then the list continues there. I think I would highlight probably Rake Shaw and Mosley.
Yeah, corners.
Secondary help there for the Lions. And so, do you think their biggest obstacle to making the Super Bowl is now the health of their roster?
Yeah, now they're really fighting for that bye week.
Right.
They need some. They're like they're not as far gone as the 49ers are, but yeah, their main key now for the rest of the year is like, I understand winning's important, but let's just stay healthy. Like they could be anybody anywhere, right? But let's just stay healthy when we get there. I think first place would be great, obviously, but I'm trying to just stay healthy because you can keep up with anybody, but you're just so hurt.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the Achilles heel for the Lions this year. And I hate to say it because you want to, last year they had their problems, and you would think this year's going to be their year. But if we look so far how this has played out, when they lost Aiden Hutchinson and guys started to go down, what did they do? Well, they led the league in blitzing. They just sent guys over and over again. Well, teams have adjusted, and good quarterbacks kill the blitz, and that's not going to work in the playoffs.
Josh Allen today.
Right. Josh Allen killed it today. And so I think I don't know. I think this might be the Achilles heel for the Lions.
Yeah.
And it's a bummer because you love Dan Campbell. You love the roster. Jared Goff's rebirth has been awesome. But you saw today, they just could not stop.
No.
Especially when it came to the run game.
Yeah, it just turned out to be just like a talent issue. Like you said, no one to match Josh Allen.
Terrell, are the Lions currently the best team in the NFC?
No. The best team in the NFC, we saw them. We'll talk about them later on. It's the Eagles. I made this argument last week. They're more consistent. They've got a good base. But the Lions, it's
let's
tough
not sleep though. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I mean the Lions. It's there's a team every year usually that this happens to. They fall apart down the stretch. Injuries catch up to them. That's tough. They got to be in a shootout. Virtually every game against playoff teams. I mean,
right.
Against teams that are garbage. I mean, they're fine, but that's going to be tough. I mean, for them to. I mean, we saw last week going for it on 4th down. So they
right.
don't have to go into overtime. So
right.
this is going to be tough for the
Yeah,
Lions.
it sucks for the Lions. You thought that this was their year, but they keep getting snake bit.
Not great. Let's go to the Chiefs now. Chiefs' belief is that Patrick Mahomes suffered a high ankle sprain in the win over the Browns. They aren't sure on the severity of it. He'll undergo tests tomorrow to figure it out. You may have gotten those reports already by the time you're listening to this. But KC has consecutive short weeks coming up here. And now Patrick Mahomes, once again, going into the playoffs, is going to have a bum ankle. I think it's a bigger deal this year as opposed to the years before because the offense is already struggling. But I want to get your thoughts on injured Patrick Mahomes. Does that change anything for you?
No, he plays injured all the time when Super Bowl's hurt. He won a Super Bowl with a bad ankle last year.
I can't help but think about when he played the Eagles and he hurt his ankle. And then he killed us multiple times on third down running the ball.
Like, I promise you he's not going to miss any games because that's just what he does. He'll just play hurt.
Right.
And he'll be lesser for now than in the playoffs. He'll turn. I'm not really worried about this. It sucks, but not worried about it.
Something or nothing, guys.
I feel like we try to find things every year from Mahomes.
Oh, this is it. We got it. This is the thing.
We finally found it, and we've been proven wrong. So I'm with Angel. I'm not worried at all.
Yeah, it's
It's nothing.
No, this is nothing. I mean, if I'm the Chiefs, though, I really strongly consider sitting him this week.
Yeah.
Sitting him on Saturday, letting him give him about 10 days off, letting him lace it up against the Steelers on Christmas Day, because you've got it's one more win and they clinch the number 1 seed. Yeah. So I think maybe you can trust Carson Wentz against Houston to pull out that game. Just one guy. I think he's the guy who you can put him in one game and beat. Carson Wentz.
Let me confirm something.
To do
for
what?
You.
To beat the Houston
Let me
Texans.
confirm
To
something
beat
for you.
Stroud. Because we know the conspiracy. These two don't like Stroud. So everyone can beat Stroud on their worst day.
So Carson Wentz can beat Stroud.
Carson Wentz has been relevant.
I need you guys to respect the man known as Carson.
Carson Wentz is good enough to get you one win.
He's good enough to throw 2 picks and be whatever. Go ahead. Believe Carson Wentz. He's not big. If he starts Saturday, he's not. They're not winning.
Why?
The magic of the Chiefs is that Patrick Mahomes finds a way to win. I'm telling you, Carson Wentz.
Not the system. Carson Wentz going to step in all of a sudden play like Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes finds a way to win.
Carson Wentz. You guys are overblowing what playing like Patrick Mahomes means this year. It doesn't mean going out there and throwing for 300 yards, whatever.
But it means bring a little magic.
It means take care of the ball.
Exactly.
Run the ball because you have a great defense that, by the way, C.J. Stroud might be struggling against, and you might be getting the ball some extra possessions.
I can't wait for you.
Because my guy likes to give the ball back to the other team.
Oh, wait, so we'll do picks on Friday's show, but you're picking.
Let it play out. See
Unbelievable.
I mean, look, they've only got
Stroud. They don't like Stroud.
Nice guy.
No, they just have to win one. They have to win one game, and they lock up the 1 seed. I think instead of throwing him out there on Saturday, then throwing him back out there on Wednesday to get that 1 win, give Carson Wentz a shot against Houston, and then if you can't get it done, then you got Patrick Mahomes on Christmas Day taking out the Steelers.
There's no chance they short-term IR him, right? There's no shot.
4 weeks now.
No, you can't do it.
Yeah. Although I'll say this, I think it's more important to the Chiefs to be healthy and have Mahomes 100% than it is for them first round bye.
Oh, we're just talking about the Lions. It's the same.
I think the Lions need the first round bye.
Yeah, they're really.
I don't think the Chiefs need the first round bye.
Yeah,
they don't.
Been there, done that.
They just have to win one of the next 3 games.
Yeah.
And to lock up the 1 seed.
They already have a home game.
Who are the next 3 games?
Houston.
It's
Houston, Steelers, and the Broncos.
Oh, God. So 2 dubs for sure.
You're unbelievable.
I don't know about the Steelers.
Steelers.
That's a tough schedule.
Well,
yeah,
look.
Carson would shred that.
But if they lock up the 1 seed, they're not.
Tired of Carson Wentz talking.
They lock up the 1 seed. He's going to play Week 18 against Denver because they're going to lock up the 1 seed and not going to play their starters.
Is Wentz about to Nick Foles this thing?
Oh wait, so if they lock up the number 1 seed, say they beat the Texans, will they just sit them for the rest of the year? I think that's
no.
Since they got the number 1 seed and
they're just not like
it's
that.
too rusty. You can't put them out for a month. They'd be too rusty.
This is the team that plays 3 quarters in the preseason. Their starting offense.
Trying to see how do you get Mahomes to the closest to 100%? But yeah, maybe they won't even sit him.
I think the closest you get him 100% is rest. Mahomes is too competitive. He's not going to want to sit out. I think that's the move. Rest him Saturday. Play him Christmas Day. Because if Wentz doesn't make it happen, you got Mahomes back in there Wednesday, lock up that 1 seed.
Just need one win.
And then rest him week 18.
Yeah. All right, let's keep moving here. Raiders defensive end Maxx Crosby expected to undergo arthroscopic ankle surgery. Likely will end his 2024 season. I'll take the likely away. He's not coming back this year. No reason for him to come back. I mean,
just wrapping things up over there. Like, just do the surgery.
Yeah, guys are just having surgery. I'm
I'm gonna go get my shit fixed.
No, he has guaranteed money. He's like, I have injury bonuses. I have injury guarantees. I'm fine.
Yeah, I saw this and I literally thought, just Khalil Mack all over again. Like, we're not going to see this guy play meaningful football unless he
gets traded.
But he has this weird loyalty to the Raiders. So far. Yeah. And the Raiders, I don't think, are playing meaningful football anytime soon.
No.
They got to build something over there. And he's in his prime /
No, he's in his prime. He's in the heat of it.
That's what I'm saying. But like, it's only downhill from here. Like, he's not getting any better. Like, this is his best.
Yeah, his prime. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it sucks to see like a player like that. Like, we're not going to see this guy in January.
Yeah.
You know, in Buffalo.
Yeah.
You know, like in the snow in Buffalo.
And for the Raider fans yelling at oh, we're talking about the Raiders. You've lost so many or ruined so many superstars being there. Yeah. Randy Moss, Khalil Mack, as you just said. A lot of guys go
Maxx
there.
Crosby.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah. It's a good call, Terrell.
Good job, Terrell. Devontae Adams had a big game today. You could have had that.
Gabe.
That would have been
Josh
nice.
Jacobs.
Gabe. What did I do?
Jacobs. The Raiders are just so good at
Gabe.
talent.
Gabe. Yeah, they suck.
Yeah,
Josh Jacobs. Gabe.
Raiders
Jamarcus Russell.
Yep.
If he,
Henry Ruck.
he is not here in this. I don't think they allow podcasts in the penitentiary.
Oh, no.
He snuck one in.
He's probably in solitary.
He's probably running those leagues.
Smoke weed every day.
He's probably literally running those.
That feels like a good place to move on.
Yeah.
Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski announced Nick Chubb broke his foot in the game today, and he'll be out the rest of the year. I think he'll be ready for training camp next year. But
is this the drop?
let's wind it down, Nick. Like we get it.
Yeah.
You came back. You look fine, but I mean, let's make sure we could walk post career here.
Yeah, they need to draft a running or something. They need to not
for sure.
They need to be looking to the future. I understand what he's represented to the Browns for a long time. Another place where your career goes to die.
Yes.
Yeah, let's not put a full workload on this guy anymore. Let's get another running back in there. Let's get 4, maybe splitting touches next year or something. But poor guy, you feel bad for him. He was the most underrated running back in his time when he was like active. No one ever gave him like the props that he like deserved.
Yeah.
Because he was playing with Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley and all these big names, and now he's breaking bones.
It feels like it's time. I mean, James Winston got benched today. It just feels like it's time to turn the page on this thing.
Yeah.
Turn the page. I think Nick Chubb, he'll be there next year, but I think like you said, you draft a back to be your next guy.
And you're like, if I get anything from him, then I do. If not, then it's fine.
Deshaun Watson, I hope he doesn't ever plays a snap again for the Browns at least. I think it's just time to turn the page.
Maybe they draft Genty and then they're like, okay, we have Genty and Nick Chubb.
That'd be nice.
That way Genty, well, maybe they move on from Chubb. They just cut him.
Is Chubb done?
No, I think he looked fine today. And it's a broken foot. Like
his bones are brittle.
3 months he'll be fine. But yeah, I don't know.
Poor guy.
Maybe.
Shout out to Nick Chubb, man. He was good, and he was just underrated.
Him and Dobbins, man, they tried to do it.
Yeah.
It was.
Well, Nick Chubb was one. He's just so underrated. Is he a Hall of Famer?
No.
That sucks.
That was cold-blooded.
That was fast.
You didn't even think about it.
Fuck Nick Chubb.
One playoff appearance,
No, but
That's not his fault.
He has
That's
good
what I'm
numbers.
saying.
I don't know if it matters with running backs when you play.
There's a lot of good running backs.
He's like a story. His QBR sucks.
Like you're reading off his rushing stats. Whoa, no. How many playoff appearances?
No, I'm just saying. We don't.
Pro Bowls.
He's not associated with winning. He's a constant loser.
Well, that's because
Jesus.
He broke his foot today.
Great. He's talented, but I mean,
I didn't know you were hating Nick Chubb.
Yeah, that's interesting.
This is news to me.
Carson Wentz is getting it today. Nick Chubb. Jeez.
Carson Wentz is getting praised while Nick Chubb is not.
I mean, if Nick
I
Chubb's
have
in
to
there, you
spell
got to
that?
put LaShawn McCoy in there. You got to put DeMarco Murray in there.
Fine.
If you're putting Marco Murray in there, you got to put Nick Chubb in there. Stop.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you can't put Nick Chubb in there.
Yeah. I'm not going to say it. Let's move on. 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy is seeking a contract that is, quote, at the top of the quarterback market.
Why?
Per Tom Pelissero. Let me get through it. Hold on. Don't expect Purdy to accept an offer that would make him the 10th highest paid in the quarterback position. The number approximately that he'd be looking for is $50 million per year. Brock Purdy. It's that time, guys. It's time to talk about the Brock Purdy contract because it's here, and don't give me numbers because numbers don't matter.
Brock Purdy.
Numbers don't matter. Didn't sign anybody.
No, I mean Trevor.
No, that's what happens in the NFL. Numbers don't matter when it comes to quarterback.
You can't give him less than the Trevor Lawrence contract.
Exactly.
He's got to get Trevor Lawrence money.
Exhibit A.
Trevor Lawrence, Daniel Jones
They
destroyed
messed up the market.
the Dak Prescott. You can put him in that same category.
No.
Okay, fine. At the very least,
Come on.
Trevor Lawrence, Daniel Jones destroyed the QB market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So you can't give him less than those guys.
And this, I mean, I know they're hurt, but they're such a talented team, and you're gonna mess it up because of a big contract.
And how many years did they go for looking?
Well, they're
they go
starting
looking
over
for a
anyways,
quarterback?
right? We're talking about
they're gonna have to.
Even if they lose 2 guys, that's still a very talented roster, and you're gonna blow it up. Now, it's make it very hard to negotiate and to get free agents coming there if you paying a quarterback $60 million. Who only?
What is Jennings' deal? How much
his
time
is
for
nice. His is like 2 year 15. It's not
Okay, so
anything
you
big.
have him. You have definitely have Ayuk for
Ayuk,
a
yeah,
while.
Persall, who is
You have enough receivers.
Yeah, Debo's got to be
Just
gone.
really the running game. Then you just have to focus on.
Debo's got to go. I think you got to
See,
find a way to move off of CMC's
Yeah,
contract.
just extended him. Hargrave's coming back, 32-year-old with an Achilles injury.
He's a
whatever.
for sure cut
I think-
option. I think some of these vets, time to go.
Yeah.
But you still have a group of guys who are in their prime that you can rebuild very quickly here.
Funga, Warner, Bosa, obviously still good, but
Yeah.
yeah, they're gonna pay him. He's gonna break all the records and numbers, and
We're all there, right? He's gonna get paid. There's no question.
Yeah, he's gonna get paid by somebody.
Do you think he's a guy they tag? Do you
he would be
tag?
so upset if they did that.
Do you tag? I mean,
I would
look,
tag
he's
him.
in his 3rd season, and he's been to 1 Super Bowl, been to 1 NFC Championship game, so he's proven he can win. But is this a year you tag him and then give him another prove it year?
Let's give him another prove it year. Let's give him this.
I mean,
prove it.
let's have an honest question here.
Okay.
Stock up or stock down in 2024 for Brock Purdy?
I think stock's down.
Stock's down,
Yeah.
right?
I
And
think
so that should answer your question.
what makes
tag
me,
Yeah.
what makes me not like him is that when things go wrong, he doesn't like.
Unless you want to buy low. Sorry.
Wait, what's the record? Did they have a chance at one of these quarterbacks in the draft?
No, they're 6-8.
There's no way
They're not getting
There's no
a
way.
quarterback in a draft. And it's not a quarterback heavy
Also,
draft.
if you remember, they're not very good at that.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
Yeah,
they're
you
not
know
gonna
what?
draft one.
I think maybe they do that for that very reason. Like, hey, we're not good at it. We found this guy who works with Kyle pretty good. We love Kyle Shanahan, so he would just sign him. I'm not gonna like it, but it's gonna happen. And good for him. 7th round pick, Mr. Irrelevant, gets a big contract. Good for him personally, but as a football team, I don't love it for the Niners.
Because you hate Purdy.
No, I think he's propped up by appearances.
Do you think quarterbacks in that like tier of like quarterback play should be reset in the market?
Yeah, I think like
Guys
players-
like C.J. Stroud,
Yeah, I would pay C. Stroud $60 million right
Brock
now.
Purdy.
I want to pay Purdy $60 million. I pay Stroud $60 million.
That's crazy to me.
I would tag Purdy for $50 million.
He might be just
I tag him for a 1 year 50, and
the
then
Kirk Cousins deal, like just keep on getting tagged and like that's where he belongs right there.
Yeah. God,
Tier C.
they just piss off everyone. The Niners.
Yeah, they're good at it.
They
but,
never like, yeah.
But I mean,
There's never a happy press conference.
if you're a Niners fan, would you want him like if you're an Eagles fan, but if you would want him extended, right?
Yeah. They could not find a quarterback.
Yeah.
Like they were begging for
Trey
quarterbacks.
Lance, Jimmy G just flamed out.
Yeah.
CJ Beathard.
Hey, yo, chill.
CJ Beathard.
Beathard was a dog. Beathard was a dog. Beathard was a dog.
All right, guys, that's the news. Let's take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to recap Week 15. Be right back.
Hey, check it out. You're listening to The Bench Project. Podcast. Hey, check it out. You're listening to The Bench Project. Project, why don't I call it that? Hey, check it out. You're listening to The Bench NFL Project. Project, what the fuck? Check it out. You're listening to The Bench NFL Project. Project. Hey, check it out. You're listening to The Bench Podcast.
Week 15, almost in the books. We have a doubleheader on Monday night that none of us want. Right? Here.
Reasons are beyond us why they.
Please stop doing that, NFL.
My fantasy life is on the line, so I will be watching.
We
both
don't like
of
to
these.
have two games at the same time and have to choose. We want one at the beginning and then one at the end. It's not putting
One
this-
is starting 30 minutes after the other.
So like you're gonna see, this game is ass. I'm gonna click to the other game, and then the other one's gonna get like the B-list team.
And I know it's like the man cave thing to like I have 18 games on. I would prefer not to do that.
Yeah, we do it on Sunday because we need to.
Right.
There's so many games, but on Monday night, let's not do that.
My mind is not nearly sharp enough to keep up with multiple games.
Any of the prime time nights, Monday, Thursday,
Yeah, that's
even the
not-
Saturday ones. When we start getting Saturday, I don't want double games on Saturdays.
Let's not do this again, you guys.
Stop NFL.
Stop it.
All right, Chiefs and Browns.
Brownies.
Chiefs 13-1 now after they defeat the 3-11 Browns. Jameis Winston benched, Nick Chubb hurt. It seems like lower and lower
Sky's
depths for the Browns.
Tell you what, though.
Yeah, who stood out?
Jerry Jeudy, 11 catches, 108 yards.
on fire.
He's what a fifth year breakout. Good for as a Bronco fan. I watched him play a lot, but I feel like he finally had a nice restart to his career. I'm not sure if he'll carry on, but this year, good for him. He got signed too, so he's the only bright spot on this Cleveland Browns team. In this game because the rest of them were not very good.
Yeah,
But good for him though. Like he's not gonna. It doesn't matter.
for a hot second, the Browns were that team that they're gonna finish playing really well and like testing the playoff teams.
It was like the Patriots, and then it was the Browns.
But now they're just bad.
now they're just bad. Yeah,
They're just regular bad. But Chiefs 13 wins, number one seed in the AFC. We talked about Patrick Mahomes and his injury and what that means going forward. It looks like the number one seed is theirs to take so far.
yeah.
And heading into the playoffs here, they're relatively healthy when as far as the guys who are still on the active roster. I don't know. I mean, like we talk about this, like where we're at with this Chiefs teams a lot, but how you guys feeling as far as like the Super Bowl thermometer? Are we hot?
At like a scale of 1 to 10, they're like 8 or 7.
Oh, so pretty hot.
I feel like they've been going
7.
down.
7.
though.
7.
I'm cooling off on these guys right now. I don't know
Yeah.
why. It's the Chiefs. I'm gonna be proven dead wrong, but I'm just to me this is not the year for them. But what do you guys think?
I mean, it's hard to count them out. But that defense is lights out. They're going to keep them in a lot of games, and it's Patrick Mahomes. You let Patrick Mahomes hang around in the fourth quarter, he's going to win you the ball game. So you got to take them out early, like Buffalo did. Take them out in the third quarter. Get rid of them or keep them behind, in the games. But if they get to hang around, if Mahomes has a shot to win the game, then you lose.
Andy Reid, now the only the only head coach beside Bill Belichick to have more consecutive 13-win seasons. I said that weird. The only coach who's had more consecutive 13-win seasons is the GOAT, Bill Belichick.
Do you think
Andy Reid is climbing?
if he wins this year, is he the greatest coach of all time?
When we talk about the offseason,
Yeah,
you got to
that's,
imagine. I think he
It's
is.
hard to say no.
I think he is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
and it
he-
sucks because we had the GOAT quarterback coach for like less than 10 years. And
Yeah.
now they're just getting replaced by the
Yep.
Chiefs
That's how it is.
kingdom.
Time moves on, and but Andy Reid, good for him, man.
Bengals and Titans. Bengals win this one 37-27. 6-8 now. They still are technically alive. How are the Bengals doing?
They're 6
Still
and
in
8.
the hunt.
Yeah, they're tied with the Colts and the Dolphins.
So
6
2
and
games
8.
back.
Yeah, they're behind the Chargers now at 8 and 6. So they're 2 games back, and they need Chargers to lose out, and they need to win out, and they need to put teams to lose. It's a big scenario.
Yeah, they're going to need some help to make the playoffs, but they're still fighting. Joe Burrow having his career year.
Yeah.
Like he's having his best numbers overall. Jamar Chase is making that number that he whatever the number is eventually he signs for.
He's literally making them say, like, why aren't you paying me again?
Yeah.
I'm Jamar Chase.
He's only making more.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah, the
that's
number's
so-
only gone up.
That's so dumb to wait. Like, why'd you sign him for 35? Now you're going to pay him 40.
Should have signed him a year ago.
For 35. Now you're going to pay him 40 or 40 plus. What?
Yeah.
That's, no.
Titans fall to 3-11. Will Levis with his ex in the stands gets
Oh, boy.
benched.
Yeah.
Mason Rudolph, you got to imagine, is going to start from here on out.
So you were pretty high on Will Levis prior to this game.
He was doing great ever since the injury. He came back in and he was taking care of the football. He was taking care of the football while keeping his yards per throw up. Like, it wasn't just dinking and dunking. He was playing really well. But maybe this is just who Levis is. He can play really well for a short amount of time, and then he does Will Levis things. And today,
The power of the ex-girlfriend.
literally today. So he's on my fantasy team. We played a 2-quarterback league, and he was my second quarterback, and I just kept getting notification after notification of turnover, interception, fumble, turnover, and it's just, I don't know. I think Will Levis is definitely done there because
Time for
Callahan.
Zach Wilson to step in there.
Oh, tears.
See that made
Your taste of backup quarterbacks is fascinating.
I mean, why are we so high on Will Levis? He's hot ass.
I wasn't.
I wasn't.
Well, so I'm saying when I mentioned
I
another.
was hopeful, and I still am hopeful.
Okay, but I mentioned another ass quarterback, and I'm saying that quarterback's less ass than the other one, and we're like,
They're both
no
cheeks,
way.
but I'm not backing any of them.
Okay, so I think as a prospect, Will Levis is a C+ type prospect.
Wow.
A C+ type prospect, where I think if you invest in him and if you get him to reach his potential, he's just an average quarterback in the NFL. Like that, to me, that's a C+ type prospect. Like he's an
good
NFL
backup,
quarterback.
then.
He definitely has the tools to be an NFL quarterback, and I think he has the physical traits. I think he has the tools to be an NFL quarterback.
I think Tennessee's invested everything into him, and he's garbage. Like they gave him 2 years, they gave him a year and a half.
And remember, like this, at some point they had Hopkins, Ridley, and
Yeah, but we need to go look. Like, there's a clear difference between a Zach Wilson. Go look at Zach Wilson's numbers from last year, and they're anywhere close to Will Levis. And Will Levis doesn't have Garrett Wilson. Will Levis doesn't have Breece Hall.
He had DeAndre Hopkins. He has Calvin Ridley.
An old DeAndre Hopkins, an old Calvin Ridley.
Oh, I mean, we see what Garrett Wilson. We see what Garrett Wilson did with Aaron Rodgers. Not much. So it's not like Garrett Wilson's a splash receiver. Yeah, we see Garrett Wilson under Aaron Rodgers.
Who would you rather have, Garrett?
Garrett Wilson looked amazing with Zach Wilson.
Rank these three receivers: Garrett Wilson, DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley.
Present day.
Present day too.
D Hop.
Shut up, Terrell. Shut the hell up. Freaking liar.
Garrett Wilson's a household name
Love having
under
him on the
Zach
show.
Wilson. Under Aaron Rodgers, he's not much.
That's a pretty good game.
I hate when Terrell just picks these fringe things to argue about. Wasn't even the freaking point how good Garrett Wilson is.
I'm just saying that Zach Wilson deserves a shot over Wilson.
Why do you fight so much over back quarterbacks?
We're talking about Zach. Remember that?
I think the
giant
argument was
about
that
Kenny Pickett?
I think the argument was that Will Levis, is he a starter? No, he's definitely a backup.
Yeah, he'll be on a roster next year. Though.
Yeah, so okay, let's talk about the Titans though going forward. Before we move on from this game, done with Will Levis. I think they are.
Bye.
Right, I think he'll be on another team next year, and he'll be a backup somewhere. Obviously, Mason Rudolph is not your guy of the future. I think he can be a decent bridge guy if you want to go young next year. With this roster, with this head coach, are you going rookie quarterback, or are you going, let's go find our Baker Mayfield
Sam Darnold will be out there.
or Sam Darnold?
I think Sam Darnold here. I'm blanking on the Titans head coach,
Callahan.
who just hates Levis since day one.
I'm surprised he lasted this long.
Bridge guy, but no, I would just go rookie. I would keep my cap number down because you're still trying to build a good roster. Your line still kind of sucks. Your defense is good, but you're saying like I would build a roster before finding a bridge quarterback. Like I feel like every year there's a Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Geno Smith. Like, every year this guy comes out of nowhere, plays well for 1 year. I would build the roster first, and then I would draft a guy next year.
What about like a Justin Fields? Let's say like the Steelers.
I would still draft someone, but I would bring him in.
Yeah, there's two quarterbacks who I come to mind who are going to end up there. It's in one or the other. I feel it's Justin Fields or it's Kirk Cousins. Those guys are going to end up in Tennessee.
To me, Kirk's done.
I think Kirk Cousins.
Well, we'll see tonight.
I think he gets his shot in Tennessee.
Give me Will Levis. Oh, sorry. Yeah, give me Will Levis.
No
give
way.
me Kirk
No
Cousins.
way.
Go look.
No
Kirk, 0
bad.
touchdowns,
Kirk's-
interceptions, and he can't move.
I would take Will Levis over Kirk Cousins.
And he'll be a year older.
Yeah, I'm not doing the Kirk Cousins thing no more. I'm done.
Bro, you can't
he's
possibly
going to
bring
end up
Aaron
there.
You
Rodgers in
can't
at this
possibly
point.
be as low as you are on Aaron Rodgers and be riding for Kirk Cousins.
He's been banged up. He's been banged up since his last year in Minnesota, and the Atlanta
So is
gave him
Aaron
a huge
Rodgers.
contract. So Tennessee's right up that alley of stupid teams.
Oh,
They're
you're saying they
they
would do
are
it.
going to get him.
Oh, okay. You're not saying this is what you would do.
No,
Oh,
he should be
punch the
a
wall.
backup
almost
somewhere.
flipped the
But
table.
Tennessee's going to get Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
That's how desperate they're going to be.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
It's
Kirk
either Justin
needs
Fields
to
or
be.
Kirk Cousins.
He'll probably be a great
Just don't do
analyst. He'll be on ESPN after he's done.
All right. Commanders narrowly escaped a disaster loss to the Saints. They go now to 9-5. Saints at 5-9. They also benched the quarterback, Mr. Jake Hayner. Who did you guys see the buzz about the picture they used for
A little zesty.
a little zesty, right?
Yeah. A little
You
questionable.
guys want to talk about that? Or no?
I didn't see it.
Questionable.
Go for it, because I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
This dude has a secret. You know what I'm saying? He's got something.
Oh.
I feel like I can't find the picture right now, but yeah. Anyway,
You sound like a gay.
Okay, I was trying to be. Oh, I wasn't being subtle. Never mind. You know exactly what I was saying.
All right, Commanders
You
win.
said zesty, and you said he has a secret.
Yeah, that could be like, oh, he likes hot milk or something. Not like he's gay.
Hot milk?
Listen,
That you basically called you called him gay without calling him gay.
listen. You can interpret it however you want. I didn't say the word gay.
Hot milk is definitely a gay bar
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Hot milk.
I'm going to hot milk today.
That's definitely a gay bar. Hot milk.
Somewhere in West LA,
I need
Santa Monica Boulevard.
As a host, I'm going to stop.
Let's talk about the
this.
Commanders Saints real quick.
Hot milk.
hot milk.
Come get that steamy creamy. Come on down to Hot Milk on
On Figueroa.
Sunset Boulevard.
Poor guy. He got benched.
Your results may vary.
Okay. So Saints, I think that you need to get a look at Spencer Rattler anyway.
Yeah, just do
the
it.
rest of the
Why
year.
not?
Don't go back to Jake Hayner. Number one, because that's going to keep happening on NFL shows across the country.
Yeah.
But number two, you need to see what you have in Spencer Rattler, because I think whether you keep Derek Carr and whether he's your starter next year or not, you need to bring in a young quarterback. You need to bring in something for the future and just start putting those lottery tickets down, even though Derek Carr's most likely your starter.
And you won 20 games this year to be in the top realm of quarterbacks this year. So I think
They're 5-9.
So I
Yeah.
think you need to see, maybe just give Rattler a chance. And if he goes wrong, you have a top pick in 2026, and which is fine because that's what you need.
Yeah.
So maybe I would give Rattler the end of the year, and maybe this is a bridge quarterback, like a 1 year Justin Fields guy, or 1 year somewhere, just a bridge guy. Just be bad, so then the year after that we can get a quarterback, because that roster's old, not very talented anymore. It's hurt now. It's just bad.
Yeah, they're arrow down, but the Commanders are definitely arrow up.
Yeah.
Not only this year, but I think going forward, I think the outlook is very positive, and that's because Jaden Daniels today was their, of course, leading passer, but also their leading rusher. 11 carries, 66 yards. Him and Terry McLaurin this year have been underrated. No one talks about how good Terry's doing this year, but we're going to see him in the playoffs, and I can't wait. My expectations aren't very high for them.
No.
Like I'd be surprised if they won a playoff game, but I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I think Jaden Daniels is fun. He's a good quarterback, obviously, but yeah, their team is a little far away from playoff contention or serious contention.
Do you guys have any optimism for Jaden Daniels in the playoffs?
They're going to be fun. I think it'll be a fun game watching him in the playoffs, but no, I don't see him beating any of those top teams. I don't see him going into Minnesota, going into Philly, and beating any of those teams, or even Seattle. So Seattle might be the best chance they have, but I don't see them jumping ahead of Green Bay or even Minnesota or Detroit. They're not going to jump ahead of them, so they're going to end up at that 7 seed.
It's a major accomplishment that they're there, at all with the.
I feel proud because I picked them.
Let's
to
be
make
happy
playoffs.
with that.
Yeah,
there you go.
They're my
you did.
pick.
And they will beat the playoffs.
And I do think he probably established himself as the rookie of the year right now, going forward. Like he won this week,
He won this week.
Yeah, I
and
think
that's kind of how it is now.
Bo Nix has a big chance on Thursday night, prime time. But
Oh, that's a huge
Another
chance.
one.
No,
It's like
he'd
they-
have to. The Commanders have to go 1-2 in the last 3 games, and Jaden Daniels has to play like.
So it's his to lose now.
Yeah, it's his to lose. He's
but
got it.
that's not anything bad. Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix are very good quarterbacks. Like the Commanders and Broncos
They're so
nailed these
different.
picks. Yeah, they're very different in how they do it. But like they're like good for both these teams who were bad last year. Got one quarterback, and look what happens. Like you're automatically in playoff contention.
Yeah,
Good for them.
Commander's pretty safe road into the playoffs now, if not clinching. I don't think they've clinched yet, but pretty safe pathway to the playoffs. Saints nowhere near. Ravens and the Giants. Ravens spanked that booty, didn't mess around. The Giants are really bad. I'm sick of talking about the Giants, to be honest. Like
It's talking about the Ravens. To be honest.
It's time to rebuild. But the Ravens, good Ravens showed up this week.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson 5 touchdowns showed up this week. He's gonna win MVP because his stats could be incredible at the end of the year. Is he MVP? I'm not sure, but he will win MVP for sure.
Yeah, he will.
Like there's no his numbers.
Well, no. You see what Josh Allen did today?
Yeah,
He
Josh
beat the
Allen.
Lions.
Hold on.
In Detroit.
I think Josh Allen's in the lead.
I think Josh Allen's in the lead. I think Saquon hasn't had that huge game, and I fear that since they're gonna
It's just so hard.
keep AJ Brown happy, that Saquon's gonna take a couple steps back. So I think it might come down to Lamar and
Just
Josh
throwing Lamar Jackson's 34 touchdowns to 3 picks. Like I'm telling you, it's going to be Lamar. I'm not saying it's the right thing. I'm saying he's going to win it.
Allen. Yeah.
That's
What
rather
are
impressive, though,
even
with
more-
3
what are
It's
Josh Allen's numbers?
Yeah, hold on. I'll look it up.
It's an even more reason why he definitely shouldn't have won last year.
Yeah, 34-3 is Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen, 25-5. But that's without rushing touchdowns.
How many rushing? Yeah.
He has 10 rushing.
I'm sure Lamar Jackson has
is 9 or 10
Yeah,
rushing
so
touchdowns.
it's Tony. It's just if
So he's right around the 34 mark then.
it's gonna be stats. It's gonna be Lamar Jackson, but it should be Josh Allen. But it's gonna be Lamar
I
Jackson.
tell you what, if they link up in the playoffs, I know who I'm going with.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
no.
not Lamar Jackson.
I go with
It's
Josh.
not the MVP.
Yeah.
Give me Josh Allen.
So there's still no sight or what's his name was suspended still, right? Deontay Johnson. And the enigma of
Did he make
that.
an appearance? No, he's suspended this week.
Shout out to what?
He's literally just a compensatory third-round pick at this stage.
Yeah, just sit there and don't get hurt.
Just
Shut
be
up.
quiet. You're not going to play.
Not playing. We don't like you. You don't like us, and we know it. It's okay. Fuck off. They don't like him. I don't know why they're trading for him.
Yeah, no, he's done. But I think it is good for the Ravens and Ravens fans to see, albeit against the Giants, their team look good again. They haven't looked good in a minute. I guess they look fine playing with the
Doesn't
Steelers.
move the needle a lot to beat the Giants. Yeah.
Yeah, but whatever. You did what you're supposed to do against the Giants.
Yeah,
and at this stage,
kick some ass,
This is
yeah.
how you want to look against a team like that. The Giants, DeVito's did he get benched?
He got hurt because
He got hurt.
Yeah.
So who finished the game?
Boyle.
Tim Boyle.
Tim Boyle.
Yeah, that's all you can say about the Giants.
Malik Neighbors is about to break the Odell Beckham rookie marks, and he has the most catches within 10 games of his rookie season or whatever. I forgot how many games that he played. He's breaking records, but does it matter because his team is so bad
Yeah, him and Brock Bowers are just
They're
putting
incredible.
Historic reception.
with bad teams.
Yeah.
Speaking of Odell, he's narrowed his picks down. I don't know if you heard about that.
Oh, who's he going? Who's he going?
No, it's just rumors that there's like 3 or 4 teams. It's like
Such a
nobody cares.
That's his
Odell.
agent saying, "Oh, we've narrowed it down to 4 teams." Okay,
I mean,
let's get off Odell Beckham.
Yeah,
come
poor
on.
guy.
You want if he joins the Broncos, I'm gonna have to listen to you guys. Be like, well,
Listen,
wait a minute.
Well, Terrell's about to put him,
Hold
shrine him in the Hall of Fame.
Hold on.
If
What?
we
I'm saying if he ends up a Bronco, I already know how you are.
Not in the Hall of Fame. You guys put-
Odell?
No,
Might
he's
be.
not.
No.
He was
you
beat
can't.
before Jamar Chase. He was Jamar Chase. We're forgetting how good Odell Beckham Jr. was.
He was not Jamar. He wasn't the number 1 receiver in the league.
Odell Beckham Jr.
For how? No, okay, I don't agree
He
with
was
that.
top 5.
But how long did he have that?
Yeah, was
I
he
mean, he
ever?
was still playing with Calvin. He was playing with Calvin. Calvin Johnson was still in the league.
Yeah, I'm
when
kind of
he
with
was
Terrell
playing.
here. Was he ever?
He wasn't
head
the
and shoulders
number
above?
1 receiver in
Well,
the league.
is Jamar Chase head and
Julio
shoulders
Julio
above?
Jones was better than him. Calvin Johnson was still. I would have put ahead of him. DeAndre Hopkins I would have put ahead of him.
Isn't that kind of where Jamar Chase is though?
Jamar Chase is, to me is number 1.
Yeah, but I think this year definitely he's number 1. But is he would
Odell
everyone
was, I think
say
Odell was
that?
top. Odell was a top 5 receiver in the league, but he wasn't the head and shoulders number 1 guy in the NFL.
Yeah.
I think there was a season or two he
All
was
that to
top
say,
5.
he's narrowed his picks down to 3 or 4 teams.
If he's a Bronco, he's gonna be great. If he's anyone else, he's wild.
Nah, he's getting cut like Josh Reynolds got
Yeah,
cut.
or like Deontay Johnson.
All right, guys. For the first time in 34 games, a stretch that spans nearly 2 years, the Carolina Panthers entered this week as the favorites in a football game.
Good God.
They know how to handle it.
And they know what to do, and they lost.
Holy shit!
They lost 30-14 to the Cowboys, which just seems like a terrible loss. And I didn't check the
They're back.
I was gonna say I didn't check the post game.
Micah Parsons update.
Yeah, Micah Parsons update.
We're
but
back.
maybe
Be the
they're-
Giants
are they
and
back again?
Carolina. So what's up?
I don't know even what to say. The Cowboys are done. Please don't. If you're convincing yourself, Cowboy fans, that the season's still going, please stop.
Yeah.
Like it's done. You probably should be losing. But what, Terrell?
I'm sorry. I honestly feel real sympathetic towards Cowboys and Cowboys fans.
God,
Look, they are a blocked punt recovery away from winning 3 in a row and being 7-7, and right on the heels of the Commanders. I mean, they're right.
There are a lot
they're-
of moves away from being relevant, though, Terrell.
No, not. I mean, not relevant, but they're close. They were close to making an end of season push.
And the Packers are just 7 points in 4 games from being undefeated right now.
No, it's that muff.
3 more points against Philly.
They
we
literally
got them.
They dominate. They beat the Giants.
Awesome.
They almost beat the Bengals on Monday night with
Sweet.
that muff punt.
These are all under 500 teams. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying they could be 500 right now.
They almost beat bad teams. Good
So
for
they-
them.
they found a way to
if they
lose
don't get
To
that
be at 500.
If that guy doesn't muff that blocked punt,
Who's that against?
against the Bengals Monday night.
So they found a way to lose to the team that always finds a way to lose.
Yeah.
They're just the Cowboys just better.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying they're good. I'm just saying I feel bad for them.
Oh.
I feel bad.
I don't.
They made a little bit of a run, but still the Cowboys.
Respectable, whatever.
Tell you what, I don't know if he's good or not, but Rico Dowdle puts up some crazy numbers.
Why did they wait so long to give him the ball?
Because Zeke was there, Joey, and people like me believed in him.
Like, have you guys seen his numbers ever since Mike McCarthy said we're gonna give this guy the ball?
I mean, today 149 yards.
150 yards today.
Yeah,
I'm against the
Were there
Panthers.
3 straight 100-yard games for him?
I think so.
And then
something
CeeDee
like that.
Lamb he's playing hurt, but he still looks great.
Yeah.
They're just like Terrell said, a couple mega points away from being undefeated.
If Jerry Jones just didn't take off another offseason, just decide I'm not going to do anything, I could see them being good next year.
And they're good last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, just Jerry Jones decided, like, I'm not going to do anything for a year.
We're so
and see
good.
how that works.
We're so
just
good.
fine.
We're so good. We don't even need to improve or change anything.
Easy though. He's the best possible person.
He's the only one who could run the Cowboys.
Yep. All right.
Any update on that on his daughter trying to get her money? I haven't updated that.
Oh, his long lost daughter.
Yeah,
I haven't.
I gotta look that up. Tune into Wednesday show for that update.
Saga. All right, the Jets.
The such continues.
The Jets played the Jaguars, and the Jets looked incredible doing it. Devontae Adams.
Green Bay Packer days.
Yep, Devontae Adams he had 0 points fantasy-wise at halftime. And then if you were lucky enough to be playing him like I was, don't worry. He had 46 for you in the second half.
And a 71-yard touchdown, 70-yard go-ahead touchdown in the fourth quarter.
Guys, they figured it out.
We got it now.
The Jets are here.
It's
Jets
done.
are back, baby.
We got it.
Mid-December.
You're going to make a run.
Aaron Rodgers led this team in rushing today.
He had 40 yards rushing.
45 yards rushing. They need to move on for Aaron Rodgers. That's what needs to happen.
That's a hell of a thing to say after this game. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's just I don't.
In fact, this is as good as it's
But
ever going to get.
Does this kind of give you like a little hope for Aaron Rodgers that he's not done though? Like,
No.
the man
It's
just
just the Jags. Didn't Evan Ingram just say no to the rest of the season? He just had surgery and Lawrence is out because he just doesn't want to play. Not don't play, but he has a concussion.
Look at Aaron Rodgers' stats. Real quick.
I will say this much, what Joey just said. If he continues the rest of the year with some progression, then sure. He'll make a case that he deserves another shot.
Come on, he had 6 carries for 45 yards rushing today.
He's dual
And
threat.
and that's about it for the rest of the
saving
season.
his legs. for this
touchdowns.
He's
part of the
probably
season.
interceptions.
snoring right
Oh,
now.
I
He
get
was
it.
trying to save his
He
legs.
was preserving his body.
Listen, he needs to be in the league next year. He's good enough to do it. If you're telling me, Terrell, especially you're over there trying to sell me on Kirk Cousins next year.
Zach
You should be
Wilson.
jumping for joy for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I mean,
he
if
at
you-
least
if you-
can
if
still
you-
do this.
If you look around the league, he's still better than probably about at least 4 or 5 other starting quarterbacks in
Yeah,
the league.
it's like Zach Wilson, Carson Wentz.
Those are backups.
You're right. Exactly. Thank you for making my point.
What's your point? Yeah, those
He's
aren't
not
starters.
good. He's not good. He's a backup.
He's better than some starters.
No. He Tennessee's probably a good spot for him too. Like in that realm of quarterback.
Can we put him
where
through the
No,
test?
he's
Can we,
gonna
can
stay.
we put him through the Russell Wilson test, Joe? You want to name the quarterbacks?
No.
And-
No,
I mean,
No, I really don't. Like he's
he's better. He's better
had a
than
down
what he's
year.
better than what the Raiders have going on. He's better than what the Giants have going on.
He
he's
needs
better
to
than
stay in New
Tennessee.
York for one more year. They need to sign a guy.
Yeah, I think he's fine.
Yeah,
Stay there.
stay there.
Please.
You could obviously still
Please
get
stay
some
there,
stuff
please.
done, and I think it's benched next year for a young guy.
he's gonna hate that.
ooh.
Wait,
that's
what's his?
a disaster.
He is the self-titled enigma though. So careful.
Whoa.
Okay, so
Careful
you're
how you say
referencing
Can't
the,
wait for his show to come
the
out,
show,
by the way.
the Netflix.
Enigma. Yeah, about himself.
That's this week, no? I think
I
the
don't know.
18th.
What does enigma mean?
You're really emphasizing
I
that
think-
nig there.
Yeah.
Calm down.
I wish he was
Enigma.
enigma.
Whoa, we all could
I
relax.
would be very careful. I'm
Yeah.
I'm
What does
not
enigma mean? You're so offended by it.
I will because he named
Enigma-
himself enigma.
Actually,
Enigma
should
is
know what this
it's
means.
a
Yeah.
puzzle. It's someone's confusing.
Yeah, a person or thing that is mysterious, puzzling, or difficult to understand. He's such a douche. I'm so deep. I take fucking drugs.
Hey. He actually is that, though.
He's
no.
he literally is an enigma.
Whoa,
Yeah, I mean,
whoa,
no, he's
it-
not.
It doesn't matter if he calls himself that or not. Is he not those things we just named?
Is it white people take one drug and like I'm so deep? I took one drug. I'm so fucking deep. Look, I have a
Have
face
you not been
tattoo.
following the Aaron Rodgers story in the last
I don't
10
think that's what
years?
he's saying.
I think he's a douchebag. I think he wants to be like deeper than what he actually is. I'm so deep.
I think Bo Nix is a douchebag then.
no, I think
This is personal,
you know,
man.
Aaron Rodgers tries to make himself
Sorry,
like
T.
the
He's
most
not.
interesting
He's
man in the world. when he's
Enigma,
not.
please.
Enigma, please.
I'm not.
I'm not
I
gonna bring Bo
say
Nix.
nothing.
Don't you ever talk about our Lord and Savior, Bo Nix. All right?
Yeah,
Don't you ever do that again.
in the Lord of our, in the name of our Lord and Savior. It's getting sacrilegious.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's
Let's
talk about
just going off on Aaron Rodgers and then Terrell just invoking the spirits upon us.
Tell you what,
on the Lord's Day.
You're using a bunch of vocabulary slurs around here.
this is what we do.
I'm defending a Hall of Famer, and I don't know.
Me too.
That's-
Look, you guys need to
that's-
chill out on Aaron Rodgers.
that's my dog.
He is an enigma. Like he's literally an enigma. He's hard. He's a layered man.
He's not
Yeah,
an enigma.
he wants you to think he's very
an
layered.
We
onion,
know
man.
what he is. Like, there's no mystery about him.
Yeah.
We know who he is.
So he's the
Yeah.
anti-enigma. He's not mysterious.
In Angel's words, he is a.
He's a douche.
There you go.
He's a douche. He's a grade A douchebag.
Nothing confusing about that.
Yeah, but why? You understand those things aren't like you could be one while still being the other. You could be a douchebag.
Yeah,
and
I'm
an
sure it's
enigma.
possible, but he's not one of those people. How? Because you know exactly what he is.
Angel likes to start with conclusions. Don't worry about the argument to get there. Just let's start with the conclusion.
It's all about the destination.
Here's what
not
it
the journey.
is.
Yeah.
And we'll work there.
It's
We'll
not
work
about the
towards there.
journey. It's about the
God.
destination.
You're a liberal.
No, I'm not. Liberal.
AOC. A stands for.
No.
Angel.
But real
O
quick,
stands
Jaguar
for-
aside, Brian Thomas Jr.
Oh yeah,
another
the Jets
big-
and Jaguars played.
Jacksonville. Brian Thomas Jr. 10 catches, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns.
The future.
He's number 2 on the rookie wideout list. It goes Neighbors,
He's very good.
Brian Thomas Jr. and Harrison Jr.
No, not put Harrison Jr. in there.
Brian Thomas Jr. is good. Like
I
he's
put McConkey
Yeah.
above Harrison.
Lediddy's ahead of him.
But-
Diddy.
Terrell, you are on one today.
Brian,
You are going. aren't you?
no, Brian Thomas Jr. is the truth. He's so impressive. Like
Very
watching him
good.
play, he's gonna be there for a long time.
Good to see Mac Jones still playing ball.
Oh,
He's doing his thing.
He's-
McCorkle.
yeah, he's good. He's one of the better backups in the league. Mac Jones.
I can't with you guys. You just choose. Pick and choose.
Mac Jones is
You know,
talented.
Mac Jones, he's pretty good. He's one of the best. What you see right now?
Backup.
Backups.
He's a backup.
He's a backup.
My boy Carson can't get any love.
No.
You know, I'm glad we're going here next. Texans narrowly defeat the Dolphins in a game that both teams had to have. Pretty much eliminates the Dolphins. It's going to be a tough road back to the playoffs here. Texans, pretty much, did they clinch the,
They won
clinched
the
the
division, yeah.
division?
Well, because the Colts lost, not because they won. That's kind of a.
Well,
It wasn't a marriage of the both.
yeah, they had to do both.
oh yeah, duh. But like, it kind of felt like. Never mind.
I wanted to bring this up. Since Miami beat Denver in 2023, 70-20. You guys remember that?
Nope. We're talking about.
Ever since that happened,
That was an enigma.
They don't talk about Bruno.
That's the enigma.
that was an enigma.
That's the enigma.
But ever since that happened, the favor's been on the Broncos side. The Dolphins have gone just straight up 500 since then, 14-14. Whereas the Broncos have turned it around, 16-11 ever since then. I think this year, obviously, just because one of them's going to the playoffs, the other one isn't. You much rather be on the Broncos side of this than the Dolphins.
100%.
Even to go into the offseason, you have a young quarterback. You're gonna have plenty of cap room, even though you have $90 million in dead cap space next
this
year.
year, yeah. Well, this year.
But I like the upside of the Broncos right now better than the Dolphins, right?
Yeah, I know. I asked this last question last week. Are you Mike McDaniel? You're giving one more year?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he would get hired so fast.
Yeah, I just don't know. I think they've reached their potential. This
Yeah,
team.
I think he needs to adjust. I think he does. He does need to adapt to the NFL. And I've said what that is before. They need a physical element to this team.
Anywhere, literally anywhere. Like Achan's good, finesse. Tyreek Hill is good. He's like a speed guy. Waddle's a speed guy.
Unfortunately, I think they need a running back.
No, I agree because they don't even use Achan as a workhorse. They need like a
They need a Montgomery.
like a Josh Jacobs. Like we're gonna set the tone here. We're gonna run the ball.
Yeah, and offensive line. Like
Yeah.
they need to build an offensive line as well. But
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what they do in the offseason because you got to bring in a quarterback. You got to imagine because of what Tua's been going through.
A high quality backup.
And then we'll see what happens with Tyreek Hill. He's getting older, just 1 year left on his contract of guaranteed money. They just re-signed Waddle. A lot of things up in the air here. And if you remember this year in the offseason, they basically just signed a bunch of vets to 1 year deals to plug in all the holes that were left after everyone left.
Yep.
And so we'll see what they do. Texans, though, going to the playoffs. I think right now if they would play the Ravens again.
The Ravens.
Which would be kind of cool. Just see them
see how far they've come.
yeah.
Yeah.
We asked about what with the Commanders. Where you at with the Texans
One
as far as their
half a point more than the Commanders. That line's still bad. I don't like the play calling. It's just they're underperforming. I'm a Stroud guy, but they're underperforming, even though they're 9-5.
Producer's desk. You're starting a team right now. You building it around C.J. Stroud or Jaden Daniels?
I mean, you can build around either one of them. I'm going around.
No, I'll choose.
You're always sitting on that fence, man.
You can't, Terrell. That's the game. You literally can't.
You must choose.
If I gotta pick one, I'm picking C.J. Stroud. I think C.J. Stroud is a little more. That line is real. That offensive line is really bad.
It's bad.
Yeah, they are.
It's really bad. Now, he definitely came out and won them a lot of games last year. A lot more clutch plays. So that's what I think wowed us. He had a lot of good plays in the fourth quarter. Whereas like this year, the defense kind of gives them a little bit of that lead. So he doesn't
Joe
have.
Mixon does a lot for him.
Joe Mixon doing a lot of running, so he doesn't have to do all of those plays. But I mean, I think Houston. I would build around C.J. Stroud over Jaden Daniels. That's just I got one more year of tape. That's literally the only reason why I seen him a little bit more. But as far as Houston Gabe, you can answer that question too.
Well, no, I was just gonna say I think you got to compare the first years, like who had the better first year, and you were saying that Stroud had like more of those comebacks in his first year, this and that. What's his name? Commanders guy. What's his name? Jane Daniels. He'll eventually. We'll wait until next year. We'll see how he adapts to year number 2.
Yeah.
I think Stroud will be the guy that will be slightly above him. I would build around Stroud.
For me, it's a huge year next year for C.J. Stroud. Like next year,
next year,
and it's gonna be a tough year because he might lose his OC. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. So he might be dealing with the new OC. Whether or not it's an upgrade or not, it just takes a minute to adapt. They got to figure out that O-line, like we keep saying. And we've had one good year now, and then a regression, which is totally fine in the development of a quarterback. I think no reason to panic. But now we need to see you bounce back. We need to see you adjust to the league, and we need to see you establish yourself as the can't miss prospect that we all thought you were last year. Mm-hmm. And I think Jaden Daniels is in the same boat. Like to me, it's the same thing.
Yeah, but I'm not a big believer in Houston right now. I think they're the weakest. Yeah. I think them and the Chargers are probably the weakest teams in there. We'll see. I don't want to knock on wood. I don't think the Chargers are going to take it to us, but
for a young team, they got stale really fast. That's what it kind of feels like. They just kind of got stale. Keep running like the same kind of old, tired kind of thing.
Yeah,
because you don't really believe that they're a dominant team. They're 9-5, but. Then you look at their division. Their division isn't very strong. Colts, Jaguars, Titans, obviously. So
this division's been such a letdown to me.
Yeah, Colts let us slip through their fingers today. We'll talk about that in a minute. Jaguars got hurt, and Titans have Will Levis. So yeah, it's been kind of a letdown.
All right, guys. One more thing I wanted to bring up about the Texans, kind of in a positive note here, because you guys paint me as a C.J. Stroud hater. Mm-hmm. C.J. Stroud and D'Amico Ryans, the first quarterback head coach duo in NFL history to win the division in the first 2 seasons together. Yeah. And so I like what they're building. It's arrow up. Now it's just, this is just how it goes. Like, let's see you adjust.
Now it's, second gear. How do you adjust to people seeing film on you, people knowing your defense? Yeah.
What else you got?
Yeah. Literally, what else you got? Yeah.
Colts and Broncos, this game went exactly how I hoped it would.
Yeah.
One team looked like the surefire playoff team. The other one looked like, you're not quite the real deal. And we can tell because you're not anywhere as good as the other team. The Broncos win this game 31-13. And I kind of feel like it wasn't even that close, really, right?
First half,
it was. Yeah.
Broncos were down. But then the second half was just a nightmare second half for a team like the Colts who needed to win the game. They had 4 turnovers in the second half. Richardson had 2 picks during the game. John Taylor dropped a touchdown, obviously at the goal line.
Yeah,
they proved they're not there yet. Richardson isn't there yet, which is fine. They're arrow up still, but they're not there yet. The Broncos prove that they are there yet. They're at least able to play these games that must win, and they do it.
Yeah, Richardson today, 117 yards through the air, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, took just 2 sacks, had a QBR of 34.6. Not great. So one of those A-Rich games one of the bad ones.
Yeah, because they threw the ball 38 times.
Yeah.
Why did they do that?
Well, they also ran it 22. They also gave it to Richardson 22 times, and Taylor gave it to Taylor 22 times, and Richardson had 7 carries of his own.
More.
Yeah.
They need another running back there so they can run the ball more.
But let's talk about the Broncos here because that is a team we're going to see in the playoffs.
Yep.
Bo Nix today, mixed bag, 100 and what? Am I seeing 130 yards
130,
here?
Yeah.
130 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. You guys were talking about how these interceptions were pretty bad.
Yeah, they're bad. The first one, and they're all kind of bad reads. Terrell, you go ahead and you talk about this one. This one sucks. He threw 3 picks in a game. That's like a big important game.
This was a big game. I mean, this was the game where he's gonna need where he could have separated, where he could have made a case for himself as Rookie of the Year. I think this game probably loses him the case to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Those 3 interceptions were bad. Those were week 1, week 2 Bo Nix interceptions.
They were
just,
panic moves. They were bad reads.
Yeah.
They were just trying to make something
feet
happen.
weren't set in the pocket.
Against
Just
a defense
overthrows.
that's not great.
Yeah, they've been tore up most of the year. It's just he was trying to be hero ball a lot, and it just didn't work. And then once they settled him down, if we had a damn run game, it'd be a little easier for him. We have no run game.
Yeah, zero run game.
Like, he was the leading rusher with 23 yards.
On 8 carries. It's not even a good per carry. He's
insane.
I mean, McLaughlin, Javonte Williams is just a complete letdown. They have no run game. Next year, get a run game, Sean Payton. But yeah, they won
so
this game.
in the playoffs, this is because obviously what happened today was that they turned the ball over and the Colts are just not good enough to do anything with turnovers. That's not going to happen in the playoffs, obviously, right? So 1 through 5 excitement level of the Broncos heading to the playoffs. It's the non-Bronco fan.
Oh, I was
to
like
answer
5.
this. Gabe, 1 through 5 excitement of the Broncos in the playoffs.
5 being you're very excited.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's a 5. I mean, you want to see the Broncos back in the playoffs. You want to see a young rookie quarterback that's never been there before. Sean Payton, I mean, it's fun to see him there. But, I mean, 1 through 5 as far as how optimistic I am with the Broncos, yeah, this game today, it's like this was his first non-playoff game. And I think Angel said it perfect. He was doing the hero ball thing. I guess you could make an argument, too, that maybe it's good that he kind of got that out of his system.
Yeah.
You know?
We thought it was out of his system.
Well, no, I'm saying this was his first big non-playoff game.
Yeah, this was the
huge game.
first must-win game. I mean, all of them have been, I guess, quote-unquote must-wins, but you win this game, now you go into Thursday night game, you win that game, you're in the playoffs. You clinch the playoff berth for the first time in 8 seasons. That's huge. The best and he's playing best rookie stats of any quarterback in Bronco history. Best season of any quarterback in the last 8 years. So
and that's kind of my point. You put him in these games right now where the stakes are very high.
Yeah.
Before it's an actual playoff game, get that out of his system. Get all that bad quarterback hero ball crap out of his system. Maybe by the time he does reach an official playoff game, he's a little bit more calmer.
I agree. I think though we mentioned the turnovers, and I think after we watched the Jonathan Taylor turnover, that was catastrophic for the Colts.
A gift for us.
But after the Surtain pick, it just made me look around the league. I was like, there was too many turnovers. That's the thing that stood out to me this whole week. In the Broncos game, 8 total turnovers. Yep. Between the two teams. Bengals Titans 10 total turnovers. Chiefs Browns had 6 turnovers in the game. Guess how many turnovers there were in the NFL, starting with Thursday night all the way until Sunday.
I'm gonna guess.
30.
Obviously, it's gonna be a big number because the way you're saying it. I'm gonna guess 62.
I don't know what the average is. Do you know what the average?
34.
34.4 actually.
That's it.
Yeah.
So like 2 every
2
game.
a game.
Yep.
About 2 a game.
That's exactly what.
So Joey, you're doubling it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
This average of 34.4.
You said 62?
Hembo's number.
You said 64?
62.
62?
Yeah, 30. I said 30.
30?
I'll just double it then. So what's that? 68? Yeah.
68. 51 turnovers.
Oh,
Suck it,
man, it
Gabe.
sounds dramatic.
51's a lot.
51's a lot of turnovers.
That is a lot. That is a lot.
It's a lot of defensive players getting a lot of money.
Yeah, really redefines the term midseason form.
Yeah, I mean, there was just a lot of games that were just ugly. We were talking about it, but we were texting before the game. It was like, oh, this late window, these games are all these are must-watch games, and it was just
the best of the best.
Turnover after turnover. It's like each team is trying to lose. It felt like every team was trying to lose in the game. So I don't know.
Tell you
That's
what,
what I
real
felt
quick,
about that.
I want to start the campaign for Nick Bonito, second team All-Pro. 11 sacks. That's
He's having a
fourth.
breakout. He had a pick 6 today.
Yeah, he has two pick sixes in back-to-back weeks.
He's a pass rusher, if you don't know.
Pass rusher. He
Not
has
common.
He's fourth in league in sacks with 11 or third. I'm sorry. Wait, third or fourth? I'm sorry. Third. He's tied with Myles Garrett for sacks with 11, so it's tied for second. 2 pick sixes. Breakout player.
Yeah.
He's very good.
Yeah, someone you could kind of build on there with Surtain.
And
Nice
then,
to have that.
Yeah, so it's and it gives more little more recognition. People only know Surtain, which is obviously you know why. But that team has a lot of good players on there.
Anything else on the Broncos, guys? I know you guys waited all day to
No. I think we
Gloat.
said everything.
I mean,
wish we had a running game. That's
I'm excited about you asked the playoff question. I'm excited about this team making the playoffs so much. I already got my tickets. I'm going to be there Thursday night
To watch it
happen live. Oh man, don't let me down.
Yeah, no,
live at SoFi?
Don't let me down. But live at SoFi,
Just
I'm
talk
gonna
about
be
that.
there.
I wonder if they're gonna have that fake ass fan.
She'll be there.
She'll be there, just really intense on for like 10
Oh,
seconds.
the little the big forehead lady.
Me so horny.
Trying so hard to avoid that.
we all danced around like, the really nice lady.
Nice lady, yeah.
Cannot keep that in.
To be fair, SNL did it first.
No, we're not SNL.
We're not SNL, man.
To be fair, that's not fair at all.
To be fair, I was slightly racist.
To be fair. You can't just say that, Gabe, like everything's okay after you say
I'm
that.
just saying, it's been done before, so
That's
obviously
like-
it's not that bad.
No offense. But like, Jesus.
No offense, but I said something really
Have you seen our Cinco de Mayo show? Our Cinco de Mayo show is 1,000 times worse than that one.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's move on.
All right, Bills Lions.
Bills Lions.
Absolute track meet of an affair here. An offensive show. I mean, it was 48-42.
Well, there was they came back at the end. It feels closer. Like
A lot of points scored. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm just saying.
Are you okay with me saying that?
I'm saying the Bills beat
if I
them.
say it that way, are you okay with it?
I would say the Bills beat them thoroughly.
Yeah.
And the score might tell you something different.
Yeah, for sure. The Bills dropped 48 points. Josh Allen, to me, is the MVP, but to you guys, it's Lamar Jackson still.
No, not to the press. It's going to be Lamar Jackson, which sucks. 'Cause Josh Allen's having a fantastic year.
Let's take a big picture here, and then we'll talk about the game in more detail. But big picture is just change your idea about either of these teams.
The Lions, the Bills are exactly who. This is why we didn't panic last week when they lost. Like, oh, they're still the Bills. They'll still go to Detroit and win, and run their offense perfectly fine. The Lions' defense is, like we said earlier, that's questionable.
I'm concerned about the Lions.
Yeah,
Defensively.
Oh yeah.
They're losing too much. They lost 2 more starters today. We read that long list of guys they're missing, particularly in that front 7.
Yep. And
you look at the NFC, you have a lot of grit to the NFC playoff team.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not just talking about the Eagles. You look at something like the Bucks, even.
Yeah.
Like just gritty teams who you're going to need to win up front. And I think they could do it offensively, even though today they got shut down that running game like I've never seen before.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone do that to the Lions running game.
Just bully them.
Jahmyr Gibbs, 8 carries for 31 yards. Dave Montgomery, 5 carries for 4 yards. They just not only shut him down, but then they took him out of the game by just getting up by so much. Made Jared Goff have to throw the ball. He was up to it. 494, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. A lot of that garbage time points.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Bills look fantastic. They look like the number 1 seed in the whole NFL. I think they look like the best team.
Yeah.
And I think this is exactly where you want to be heading into the playoffs. Anything in particular you want that stood out to you about this or either team?
Well, you mentioned it, and on Friday's show, I had brought up I want to see the Bills' defense against this power run game, and the question's answered. They could bow up. They could.
Matt Milano makes a difference for them, man.
They really do, and that defensive front they're playing good.
Yeah.
Against the best, probably the most balanced offense I've seen in a long time in the Lions offense.
Yeah, besides the Eagles, for sure the Lions are right up there. I think the Bengals, if they get if they stay healthy, I think they might roll through the AFC. I'm not sure who's challenging them. They've already shown they can take care of the Ravens pretty easily.
Oh, the Bills,
Sorry, not the Ravens, the Chiefs.
You said Bengals and it threw me off.
I said Bengals.
Yeah.
My bad. I wish the Bengals were there.
Yeah.
I think the Bills could run through the AFC pretty easily now. I'm not sure who they're gonna. They're not gonna be. They're gonna be a favorite against anyone, right?
They kicked the Chiefs' ass and they kicked the Lions' ass. What more do you need? Those are the top 3 teams in the NFL.
Yeah, the Ravens we've already kind of know they're
And
not
they
a playoff
didn't they
team.
beat the Ravens? Did they beat the Ravens?
I want to say
they beat the Ravens.
I'm not. Yeah, that if they don't win this year, I don't know what else you could do this team.
For
Really,
me,
what's kind of cool, the Eagles are like the last team left.
Yeah, baby.
They haven't played yet.
That could be. No, I'm saying
Wait, did they
that
play?
could be the
No,
matchup.
they didn't play.
No, I think the collision course that you're saying Lions, Eagles. I think it's Bills because they're both Bills, Eagles is like
Well, we're gonna catch the Lions on the way there.
oh,
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna
type shit.
right here.
Yeah.
And then we'll meet the Lions up here.
The
That's
Bills.
kind of how I see it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
Sorry, yeah, you're right. The Bills.
Yeah, Eagles talk. Let's do
I want to say this about Josh Allen. In NFL history, only Steve Young had ever recorded 340 passing yards, 60 rushing yards, and 2 passing touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns in a single game. Josh Allen has now done that in back-to-back weeks. So it hadn't been done but once in NFL history, and now Josh Allen just casually, let me do it in back-to-back weeks. The guy's on one. He's the whole offense. It's kind of funny. Like, we went into the season saying, like, well, Josh Allen's going to take a step back now. He's going to distribute the ball. Almost like this isn't still all just on Josh Allen.
Yeah.
It is. It's still all on Josh Allen. He's the MVP. He's the most important person to any single team in the NFL right now.
Literally.
He's everything for the Bills. And I need him to win an MVP. And honestly, if it's not the Eagles, I'm probably going for the Bills.
See, for me, I think that is my big question mark about the Bills. That's why I can't. They're not a shoo-in for me because it is 100% on Josh Allen. I mean, this is a team that they're the first team in league history to give up 40 and score 40 and win in back-to-back weeks. So they gave up 40 to the Rams, and they gave up again another 40 to Detroit. They were in control of this game, but I wouldn't call it a straight ass whooping of Detroit. I think it's Detroit had one too many mistakes that gave them the edge. But I mean, it came down to it. They had a chance with an onside kick there at the end. So they can't. That defense is porous. That defense can't really stop anyone. So
Stop the running game. Tell you that.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, a team that can if there's a team that can put up points against them. You know, we've seen them. They can handle some shootouts, but I don't know. Them having to rely 100% on Josh Allen is, I think, their weak spot.
Well, let's talk about this then. Who's the biggest threat to the Bills in the AFC?
I think Buffalo, not Buffalo, Baltimore.
Themselves.
Yeah, themselves.
Oh, that's deep. That's deep.
Buffalo
He must be an enigma.
Go look in the mirror.
Buffalo is the biggest.
Who's
the true enigma?
It's still Kansas City and Buffalo are still the big threats. I wouldn't put Pittsburgh on there because I just don't trust Russell Wilson in a shootout.
Nope.
Type of game.
God, no.
But
Well, they've won a couple shootouts. I'm not getting back in. Never mind.
no, but
My whole point against the Eagles, they wouldn't be able to do it.
But Baltimore could do a shootout. Baltimore could do a shootout with Buffalo, and Kansas City can get into a shootout with Buffalo. So, and I think they've got both of them have, at least for Kansas City, Baltimore's defense isn't great, but Kansas City has a defense that can make enough stops to slow down Josh.
Buffalo
Josh Allen.
shut the Chiefs down too.
Yeah, but name a better threat then. We're talking about who's the best
Yeah,
threat.
it would be the big dogs.
But
only.
it's not like Buffalo beat the Chiefs. Josh Allen went out and single-handedly won them that game. Made that big run on fourth down to seal the game. So you got to rely 100% on him. And can he carry you? He hasn't shown us in the playoffs he can go out and win you 3 games.
Yeah.
3 games in a row. So
I
think them putting it all on his shoulders again. I don't know. I'm going with the. I'd
you're
have to
saying
put the.
he's not going to be able to keep it going for the rest of the year, Josh Allen.
No, I think they can.
Playoffs.
Yeah, in the playoffs. I don't think he's going to win you 3 big games like that. I mean, he just went 1-1 in the last 2 weeks.
I think
of shootout games, he went 1-1 in the last 2 weeks.
I think his tier of player can win you 3 games in a row.
He can.
I understand what you're saying. Like, it's so on him. If anything happens to him, the team is kind of screwed. But I think this is sometimes it's just.
But that has nothing to do with his ability.
It's not anything that happens to him. I think it's just he's got to be perfect, and he's been perfect the last 2 weeks. He's been phenomenal. But
Yeah, don't just look at the last 2 weeks though and say he's 1-1. What about the whole season as a whole? He's the number one. He's the best player in the league.
Well, I mean, as far as stats go, I mean, look, we've already broken down the numbers. Lamar Jackson's putting up better numbers, but it's not like Buffalo has been head and shoulders above everybody else.
I agree with everything you're saying as far as like that is going to be the hurdle they're going to have to like get over once more. I just think I'll take their problems if that's their problem over anyone else in the AFC's problems.
Over like the Ravens, like we can't pass the
Like,
ball.
Yeah, Ravens.
He just threw 5 touchdowns today.
Right, but we've never seen that in the playoffs. Like, that's obviously his Achilles heel in the playoffs. If they get behind, is he going to be able to keep up with a Josh Allen, especially if it's on the road?
But I think the big piece here for Baltimore that they have, their X factor is Derrick Henry. They haven't had that guy.
Can you keep handing the ball off while Josh Allen just is scoring every drive?
But see, I think Baltimore. I think Baltimore can muddy up a game and pull it out.
With what? don't say their defense. Their defense is terrible.
No, I mean with Derrick Henry, just pound the rock, run the clock, use up a lot of clock, and having just an ugly game. They have a better shot of winning that versus I think Josh Allen's going to try to play a little bit too hero ball in a game like that, and we've seen Josh Allen turn the ball over.
They just did that to the Lions today, where they took their running game completely out. I mean.
Yeah, in the playoffs, man, you better have a dominant, not only running back, but you better have a dominant O-line. And the Ravens don't have one. Like, I think their chances of controlling a game by running the ball are the worst that they've been the last 4 years. And they have Derrick Henry. Because they don't have a dominant offensive line. They're not going to line up in January and just run it down someone's throat. Not because Derrick Henry isn't great. He definitely is. They don't have the offensive line to do that. They don't have the not the culture. The
Enigma.
Sorry. They don't have that in their offense. That's not part of who they are.
Right.
We see what happens when they panic. They start just playing backyard ball with Lamar Jackson all over again, and Derrick Henry doesn't see the field. So I don't know. To me, like I said, their questions still, I'll take the Bills' questions over the Ravens' question marks, and I think I'd say that over every AFC.
I would agree. I would agree that's valid. But if Buffalo doesn't pull it off, he's going to be the reason why.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Because that defense is not great.
Yeah,
Buffalo's defense is not great. You can't give up 40 points back-to-back weeks like that.
Yeah, I mean most of their points wasn't in garbage time today. But yeah. I mean,
No, yeah. It's
it's an enigma.
It's a true enigma.
Steelers Eagles in the battle for Pennsylvania. Eagles dominated.
Go ahead, Joey.
27-13. We would not give them that extra point. 27-13. The Eagles look really good. I think we put the A.J. Brown thing behind us now because they look just fine. Yeah, I think the Eagles are kind of over it. And that's what I said on the show last week. Like, I think it's being overblown. I think the biggest problem is that this little tiff was talked about outside the locker room. But I would imagine stuff like what happened last week happens probably in every NFL locker room every single week. And so that's why I didn't think it was a big deal. But I think it is a big deal that the Eagles' offense looked very, very good against a strong Pittsburgh Steelers defense. And Jalen Hurts, like for as much as crap as he gets, the guy just wins. He's taking care of the football still. This is their 9th, 10th victory in a row. And they just, right now, they're a unit. But Saquon didn't even go off today. But you had 200-yard receivers because Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown could still do that. The defense is playing really well. They basically shut down the Steelers offense. They had no running game to speak of. And Russell Wilson, could only do so much without George Pickens because the receivers they have over there in Pittsburgh are a joke. And so, besides George Pickens, who else are you?
I like Freiermuth. That's about it, though, but barely.
Tight end.
So you're right. I don't know.
If you're gonna, you need stronger than Freiermuth.
I apologize, but no, you're right. Though watching that game, like we've said on the show the whole year, like they need another weapon. They need another weapon. And then this, like you were seeing it today, they were trying to get other people involved, and they would get tackled immediately. Like there's no playmakers besides Pickens.
Right.
So
it's not Cordero Patterson.
It's not Cordero Patterson. I know Calvin Austin, like they like him, but he's not that kind of wideout.
No.
They can't. This is why they should have been aggressive. This is a good place for Odell. If he wants to find a spot where he'll get opportunity, at least go there.
This is probably one of the teams.
Yeah, probably one of the teams.
I was nervous about this game, and one person told me not to be nervous because the Steelers are big, giant frauds, and that is Gabe. Gabe has never believed in the Steelers. Gabe, I'd imagine the belief is at an all-time low at this point.
Yeah. You went against a true playoff team, a true contender, and exactly what happened. Russell Wilson is just when playing with back against the ropes, he's not going to find the answer for there. I thought Philly did exactly what they were supposed to do. Good for Philly. Good for you guys.
And hopefully, by this time, the news would have came out about Watt. I feel bad for Watt.
Low ankle sprain.
Yeah,
High ankle sprain.
Either way, ankle sprain.
Okay.
I hope this doesn't affect his campaign to win Defensive Player of the Year. Like I want this to be his year.
Yeah.
So.
We'll see. Eagles, I think, hitting the stride right now. They have 3 games left. I think if they win out, they need the Lions to drop 1, and they get the number 1 seed.
Which seems more plausible.
Yeah, it is.
And the Lions have a much harder schedule moving forward.
Yeah, they're both tied right now, but I think they'll start,
There might be 3 teams at 12-2 if the Vikings win.
Crazy.
But the Vikings are still there with a real shot.
Just real quick, 1 to 10 panic meter for the Steelers after this game.
I don't think it's a panic meter, but I think it is a reality check.
Reality, yeah, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's a reality check. Like, okay, well, we're not.
Sweet.
Well, I'm not panicking. But maybe that's
So
just
I want to
because-
know what. So you put. So
Yeah,
what?
okay, so I have to give it a panic. Like, it's okay, give me a 4.
There we
because if you're someone who thought that they were one of the best teams in the NFL, then yeah, I guess you're panicking. But I has anyone here thought that the Steelers are
They're always
like
that,
they should beat the? Like, is anyone surprised today?
There was always that. They were always they're like one of the best at times, like tier 2 teams in the league.
Yeah,
Like with
they're
the
one of those teams like at their best they could play with anyone.
Yeah.
But
We've had
they're not at their best often enough to be a
Yeah,
league
and
team.
they got bullied.
Yeah.
The running game was absolutely not there. Calvin Austin led this team in receiving with 65 yards. No weapons.
As long as my Eagles can hold it together, and Jalen Carter doesn't kill Nick Sirianni at some point,
They're like brothers fighting.
it's a Philly team, man. It's loud, it's boisterous.
They had Big Dom separating these two men.
Big Dom, and then Clinton Hurd. You know who that is?
The big
defensive line coach.
Big guy, yeah.
Yeah, they had those guys separate. I think saving Nick Sirianni today.
Yeah.
Because Jalen Carter is a bad man.
Yeah, didn't he kill someone?
If we can just,
Didn't he?
he did not kill someone.
Oh, what happened?
He was racing a car in the other car.
So he okay. He has that dog in him. Then. That's all I'm trying to figure out.
That Georgia Bulldog.
Yeah, Georgia Bulldog, man. Those boys are crazy.
Anyway, if the Eagles can stay healthy and keep it together in the locker room,
Yeah. Hey,
we're going to the Super Bowl, baby.
let's stop doing press conferences. Don't or if you do, don't tell them shit.
That's a crow.
Or it's a baby eagle. You don't know how they sound.
Yes, I do, and it's not
It doesn't
that.
sound like that.
Well, that's when you heard a baby eagle.
Yeah. When's the last time
I
you?
watch National Geographic all the time,
When?
man.
When's
What's
the
an
last time
Eagle sound then?
Go ahead.
America.
You know this.
Yeah.
Pro American.
I'm proud to be an American.
That's
This
how
has-
a baby eagle
This
sounds.
has nothing to do with anything, but the other day or yesterday, I saw an American flag on the floor in the street. I parked it there in the center lane. I picked that bad boy up.
Yeah, baby.
That's right.
I felt like Harrison Butker.
And I'm proud to be an American.
All right, back to the Eagles and the Steelers here. But yeah, guys, anything standing in the way from the Eagles in a Super Bowl appearance, at least?
He loves this question. Detroit. That's about it.
Detroit, I think if they got to do
Can't wait.
if they have to get into a shootout with Detroit, they cannot hang.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to hang. But I trust them over. I trust them over any other team.
Of an NFC team, yeah.
If they fall short again,
Maybe the Vikings. Maybe.
No,
But that's the only team like because you need to be balanced to beat the Eagles. That's the only way
the
you
only
beat
reason
them.
I worry about the Lions and the Vikings, now I don't worry about the Eagles and Vikings, but the Lions and the Vikings because they're a divisional opponent, and like sometimes that bridges the gap between talent. Like you're so familiar.
Yeah.
But as far as like the Vikings and Eagles, yeah, I'm not there with the Vikings. But the Lions, if they fall short again, are you just running it back and chalking it up to we had bad luck with injuries and we'll try again next
Yes. Yep. 1,000%.
year? You're fine with this.
Yeah.
Window's
Yeah.
still open.
Yeah, because if they still had their guys,
They're so hurt.
it's like, oh my God,
Yeah.
they actually can be the Eagles.
And they're not old really anywhere.
You are running out of Goff years though. Like how much longer is Goff? I think he'll do this for
He's got
another.
3 years.
Yeah,
He's
what,
fine.
Goff's
He's
what,
fine.
20? Oh, he's 29,
He's
30?
fine. He's fine.
You're wasting good Goff years. Guys,
I'd be more worried about wasting David Montgomery years than I would be Goff years.
That too. Patriots Cardinals. Cardinals win 30-17. Stay alive in the NFC West battle. Kyler Murray was okay.
It's Kyler Murray.
I'm not impressed with the Cardinals anymore. It's the Patriots first of all. Drake May is okay, and the Patriots are bad, and so not a great win here.
Perfect way to describe the Patriots. Drake May's okay. Patriots are bad.
Yeah. Cardinals, if they do make the playoffs, aren't going to win a game. They're not going to make the playoffs.
No, they won't.
And I didn't write it down, but Kyler Murray once again, stats have plummeted ever since the release of Call of Duty.
Yep.
That's happening again.
It's
this
a
year.
real thing. He plays a lot of COD.
I definitely need to be admonished for this one. I definitely reach with this card scene.
Yeah,
Sucks, man.
they always get us though. It's not your fault. They always get us with some flashy.
I don't want to
play.
talk about the Cards. They won, but they're losing in our hearts.
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison Jr. today in a game that they needed to. In a game that you wanted him to show out against the Patriots, 2 catches, 32 yards.
At what point is he a bust? Is he
That's
a
what
bust
I'm
already?
saying. No, he needs more. He needs a little more time. But
Next year.
next year,
If he's not a top,
15.
yeah, next year. Honestly,
Maybe top 12.
top 10, top 5, maybe.
He needs to
because
be.
he was sold as a generational talent receiver.
Well, see that's such an overused thing now. Where it's
I
like,
get
you
it,
can't
but that's
really
people
put
told me. So like,
He's 5th amongst rookies amongst yards. with 687, behind Lam McConkey, Malik Neighbors, Brock Bowers, and Brian Thomas Jr.
And I would legitimately take every single one of those guys before him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lad would be, yeah, probably. Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. and Bowers for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
That stinks that he's a bust. Because we always heard about him 2 years in college.
He's not a bust. Let's take.
He's not a bust.
Bust is a
Give
very
him
strong word.
Disappointment.
There you go.
He's disappointing.
But he has a lot of time left.
He's a
though.
bust to me.
His receiving yards are in between Lam McConkey and Rome Odunze.
Yeah, but he has a lot of time left though. We're not just going off this 1 year. There's a ton of.
All right, he's on bust alert.
You were just talking about
Yeah.
Jerry Jeudy.
He's on watch.
Has Jerry Jeudy been a bust his first 4 years because he's breaking out now?
Jerry Jeudy never had Kyler Murray like in his first year. That's why I'm worried about him.
Okay, that's my next question.
Kyler Murray, what?
Are we
Like
done,
a
are we
good
done with
quarterback.
Kyler Murray now?
Like Jeudy had a bad start because he had no quarterback.
What is Kyler Murray in this league?
He's a bad quarterback.
Enigma.
Like, what is he in this league?
He's like the epitome of an average quarterback. But you don't
Yeah.
see it because he's so flashy sometimes. Like
He
runs,
looks cool.
but he's average. He's literally
He's the
average.
pro version of Caleb Williams.
He's like the ceiling. Because they're both. I don't get it. What?
I think they're both like Caleb Williams. Yeah, that's a perfect way to put it. He's like what Caleb Williams at his best. I think will be like a Murray.
shot at Caleb.
No. I'm saying like very flashy, but when all is said and done, very average.
We'll see on Caleb Williams. I'm not going to mark it there yet. But yeah, Murray, though, career-wise, I think he might need a little scenery change, and maybe something will happen.
Yeah. I don't know how long they keep running it back there.
It just feels like it's like, just like
He's been there for a minute now.
his whole career. Yeah, so,
I never. I mean, they just signed him.
yeah, but I think this next season is his first year where it's easier to get off his contract.
We're gonna start hearing whispers of that, especially they straight up missed the playoffs this year.
And, he's
We were just talking about teams too that might
Well,
be in the
by
market
the way,
for a quarterback.
do you know Trey McBride doesn't have a single receiving touchdown this year?
Yeah, he's doing the Deontay Johnson plan of 2022.
Pretty crazy.
Just no catch, a bunch of catches, no touchdowns.
All right, from a team that no one believes in to a team that we all want to believe in, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers blow out the LA Chargers 40-17. To me, this was the most eye-opening box score I saw today. Yep. Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans turned back the clock, and just like that, the Chargers are 2 games over 500.
Yep.
And the Buccaneers are tied for first in the AFC South.
Buccaneers found
NFC South.
They found themselves a running back too. Bucky Irving today, 117 yards. He's been on a roll out of Oregon, right?
What a great time.
Yeah, what a great time to find it. They're a balanced team offensively without Chris Godwin. We all kind of put him away because at the time Godwin got hurt and Mike Evans had the hamstring injury. So we're like, oh man, they're kind of fucked. But now you're like, this team. What you like about this team is that like they just don't fucking care. They just play their hardest at any point. They don't care if they're underdogs or if they're lost God.
It's the personality of their quarterback.
Yeah,
which is why we love Baker.
I think it's that, and it's also this team. Many of their players have played in Super Bowls.
Yeah,
like they have the confidence of like, well, no, we've been the best in the world before.
Yeah,
like,
and we're not shaken by a bad game. Yeah.
And Jalen McMillan, I couldn't remember his first name. Jalen McMillan has kind of filled in that Godwin gap as best as he could.
Yeah.
Five catches, say 75 yards and a touchdown. Kind of just what they need next to Mike Evans. Mike Evans, if he could play like this, then look out because that's not a team you want to hook
Mike
up
Evans
with.
been underrated. He's still underrated. He's still good.
I don't want to face them in the playoffs because we always lose to the Bucks.
Yeah.
The Eagles I'm talking about. I don't want to face the Bucks in the first round.
Bucks are good.
The one team. Give me the Commanders every day, all day.
Bucks they just don't care. Like that, like in a good way. Like
they have nothing to lose.
I don't care if you believe us or don't. We're gonna go out there and we're gonna play our asses off. And then and this Chargers team, other side, I called it. They're just deflating. This is what the Chargers do. They deflate.
It's crazy how it's fallen apart ever since
Dobbins.
Yeah.
So
he was the guy holding that together.
And they're not even trying. It's not trying to run the ball.
They
anymore.
outscored 27-0 in the second half after being up 17-13 in the first half.
They're falling apart because they lack of talent. I know like they were able to overcome it. Obviously to get a good record, but I think teams now are catching on. Like, hey, we can just shut this team down like offensively.
Yeah, they're gonna win this division because
Tampa.
Tampa's gonna win this division because they're just the opposite in so many ways to the Falcons. Like they are the gritty team.
Yep.
They're the tough team. They're the underdog that's gonna actually show up on the underdog team. And I don't believe in the Falcons that way. Particularly Kirk Cousins that way. Terrell, you gave me like an iffy look.
No, I was just saying with the NFC playoff picture. Well, first Tampa's one game ahead of Atlanta. They're not tied.
Oh,
for that division.
okay.
They're a game ahead of Atlanta. Atlanta lost on Monday Night Football. Will pretty much can all but seal this division for Tampa. But
the Bears, right? The
Falcons and the
tomorrow?
Bears.
Falcons and Bears.
Falcons and Bears. But I think it's Falcons and
Yeah, I think we have that backwards.
Raiders. Yeah, Falcons Raiders.
Yeah.
What a great game to watch.
Falcons Raiders.
That's a dub.
Yeah.
But I think there's two teams. There's two teams here in the NFC West or in the NFC playoffs that can just put a wrecking ball in this playoffs, and that's the Rams and the Bucks.
Oh, the Rams. Yeah.
I don't think they're
You want to face the Rams
because we haven't talked about the next game, but now the Rams lead the NFC West. The Rams you don't want to play, and you do not want to play the Bucks. Those can ruin any of those teams. Philly
Almost for the same reasons too. Like the Rams have been there, done that.
I have a
Even though
little bit
they're
of
young.
confidence. As an Eagle fan, I have a little bit of confidence just because I watched the Eagles just tear the Rams apart at home, like a fully healthy Rams team. But yeah, I mean, I definitely rather face the Commanders first over the Rams and the Bucks, just because they have that offense that is just so balanced, so elite on every single level, and then those pass rushers that can kind of be game wreckers as well. I'm with that.
Good for Tampa. Staying relevant, even though we don't really love their head coach. We love the quarterback, and they all believe it. Baker Mayfield has always had this where the guys believe in him. Like his
Why don't we
teammates.
love the head coach?
Todd Bowles?
Because he's an enigma.
He's a big old enigma.
Is that why?
Just a tired
That's how
old
you
enigma.
I can't stand Todd Bowles. Like I can't hear him
He's
talk.
boring. He's
really boring.
I think we played well on defense. I think Baker Mayfield played well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Shout out to Reggie Williams.
If you don't know that
It's a
name,
deep cut.
yeah, only a few of you watching. Derek Barksdale wouldn't know that. Last name. Derek James.
It's another deep cut. No one knows Derek Barksdale.
We're just talking on names here now. Here we go.
All right, last game of the night in the battle for the worst uniforms of the day. The Packers and their all whites took on the Seahawks and their all highlighters.
Whoa. Packers all white are dope.
What?
They wore as this game went on. I started thinking like I don't like the uniforms. They remind me of a jersey that you buy from Walmart.
What?
Now that you mention it.
No,
I don't like the all
Had to
whites.
get your Packer shot in.
I don't like the all whites. That's just their uniform.
Honestly, now that you mention it, it's definitely a thrift store type of jersey.
Right?
Yeah,
Like,
because all white uniforms
it?
never look good.
Like when you find that all black Dodger jersey, it's like
yeah. It's just like, oh, where did you? I guess
I don't agree.
it's a jersey for like the kid who's like, oh, I'm a Packers fan because my mom got me this from the thrift store when I
Right.
was
They
7.
wear white normally. They just put white pants on.
You know what we're saying. You know what we're saying.
You know what
right?
we're saying.
The white on white. That's different. Every team in the NFL wears white pants.
I think it's a fine jersey. It's a good jersey. Seattle's was the one that looks like a store bought.
No, Seattle's. I like the highlighter green.
What? Those are the ones that are from
Those are
Those are the
love
starter
Terrell,
jerseys from Walmart.
those
You
are
better
not
stop.
those are not the starters.
Those
Those
No, listen.
that's the definition of an alternate uniform.
Whatever you think about those jerseys, the highlighters are a lot more established in the NFL than the all whites. Like the highlighters are like them or not. Like no, that's the Seahawks what they do. But the all whites, I don't know. I'm not. Wasn't a big fan. I think.
God forbid the teams were all white.
Episode number 193 in the books. We'll see you again Wednesday with a top 10 show. We'll see if the Texans are still in it. We'll see if the Eagles are still in it because AJ Brown rolled an ankle.
Yep.
See ya.
Peace.